So in box 1, you're going to write the quadratic formula.
I did not. Wait.
So, the quadratic formula. When I was in 8th grade, my teacher sung it to us, and she actually made us all sing it up, stand up and sing it one at a time. So, no. Because this is not 8th grade. So, I learned it to the theme of row, row, row your boat. I don't know.
A question on the quizzes.
I don't know if you had a cool teacher that.
That was a question on Pearson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Leading into this.
It was hard. I got it right.
I think I did too. Was it the last
I got
one?
it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that one wrong.
I did not know that.
I got the first one.
Alright, so here we go. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Hey! And so, that is the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is your catch-all. Okay? No, I'm not singing it again.
So I was going to tell you that your 8th grade algebra teacher was an awful songwriter.
Shut
Okay.
up, Miles.
Do you sing that to your baby at night?
The parents of Miles and Xander, do you see how lame your children's jokes are? So when you are, in order to use the quadratic formula, it must be in standard form and equal to 0. It is your catch-all. If you are horrible at factoring, if you are horrible at completing the square, the quadratic formula is your last chance. Okay? So, unless you wasted a whole year in geometry on learning how to plug things into formulas, then you should be fine. Now, if you don't know how to plug things into formulas and to evaluate, then I'm not sure what's happening in career AP.
So we can just plug all this into that and give us the answer.
Did I not just say that, Xander?
Why don't you just
Because Xander, you have to build up and learn the critical thinking skills to get here. Okay? So, the quadratic formula came from a really smart person who got tired of doing the completing the square, and they recognized the pattern of doing the completing the square over and over. And they're like, oh, if I move some things around and get the x by itself, this is what it results in. Okay? So, completing the square led to quadratic formula. Alright, so we're going to go through and practice quadratic formula. So in box 2, please write down 2x squared minus x equals 4. And in your box 1, we just said that in order to use this, it has to be in what form? And it must be equal to 0. Is this in standard form and equal to 0?
No.
So what do I need to do?
Equal to 0. Minus 4.
I need to subtract 4 from the right, and if I do it on the right, I have to do it on the left. So now I have 2x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0. Now I just have to be comfortable identifying A, B, and C. Without failure, every time I give a quiz over the quadratic formula, a student plugs in the x's. Without failure. Okay? A, B, and C are the coefficients in your constant. They do not involve the variable x. So your A equals 2, your B equals -1, and your C equals -4. I don't know what happened there. It's there. It's a 4.
Is it?
Yes, it's a -4.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It's -4?
Yep.
That's a big old square.
You probably already do.
Ooh, that's a bad handwriting joke.
Alright, so
Where'd you get
step
that
2 is done. Step 3 says plug into the quadratic formula. I literally am going to plug it in where it goes. So it says -b. So -1 plus or minus the square root of b squared.
-1.
What's my pen doing?
The pin shuffle.
Okay, -1 squared minus 4 times a times c divided by, oh my gosh, no, you're going to learn how to multiply.
Really?
Okay? So, when we multiply, when we evaluate, you're going to go from left to right, top to bottom. Simple enough, right?
That's right, top to
So,
bottom.
negative times a negative is a
Positive. Positive 1.
underneath the radical. -1 squared is 1. -4 plus -4 times 2 is,
That's a negative 8.
and -8 times -4 is
36 positive.
positive 32.
You and 32 and 36.
That's my worst numbers.
Alright, 2 times 2 is,
4.
and we're going to keep evaluating. So now we're here. 1 plus or minus the square root of
33.
over 4. At this point, can I simplify this? No. 4 doesn't divide equally into 1, and 33 is that a reduced radical already. So then, therefore,
That's your
this is
answer?
my answer.
God, this is so much easier.
2.
You see, this is easier.
No, it's easier.
Okay.
What did you say?
Okay? So again, can't make this any simpler than what it is. Make sure it's equal to 0. Identify your variables, plug them in, evaluate.
So you can
Okay.
do this up, parents.
So, here's yours to try. So you have x squared plus 4x equals -4.
Sorry.
Hi, Miles' mom.
You have a strap
Caught this, right?
bag?
That's
Come
right.
on, look at your car.
She's gonna hear that. What's the line one? Is
Plug
that
them into the quadratic
It
formula.
should be what you wrote in box 1.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Are we ready to check?
No.
I thought this was so easy.
Miss, I got to a point and
I'm dumber than Bill.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's
He didn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel did not practice the practice.
Why'd you do it?
Too cool for school, eh?
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Danny 6'4"?
Please shut up.
Alright, so what's the first thing you should have done?
See, I don't think I did.
Whoa, pin? Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys, you gonna see that?
Pimp is a bunch of distractions.
Has a mind of its own.
It does right now. X squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. So that means my A equals 1, my B equals 4, and my C
equals 4.
So I plug those in. X equals negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC divided by 2A. So that gives me from left to right, -4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 16.
16
Over
minus
2.
16.
And what happens to 16 minus 16?
That's
Cancels
where I
out.
went wrong.
So x equals -4 over 2. So x
Negative
equals
2.
negative dose.
Told you.
You don't have two answers?
No, what I said. You gonna come
I see. You were right. You were
They
right.
killed us.
Where's the microphone?
Never.
You're doing the
Mark?
Go up and yell
You don't want that.
Don't do anything. Stay in your seat, Miles.
God's tipping me right now, Big Joe.
No, it's not God. It's your own self.
I want to go yell.
And then I'll send it straight to your mom. Like, this is the problem with your child. This is why you're wasting your money on a tutor.
No, it's
My mom.
He has to choose to learn these things.
Oh, please.
All right.
no.
So, box 4, real world. So, they're trying to figure out what is the cheapest they can sell their CDs for. So, step 1 in our work problems are to read the steps. Read the problem. Sorry. Your school's jazz band is selling CDs as a fundraiser. The total profit P depends on the amount X that your band charges for each CD. The equation P equals negative X squared plus 48X minus 300 models the profit of the fundraiser. What is the least amount in dollars you can charge for a CD to make a $100 profit? So we did
What-
step
wait,
1.
Wait, one CD would make $100 profit on it?
No, what's the least amount of CDs they can sell?
So they gave us
Oh.
the equation?
Okay, step 1, we read. Step 2 is to draw a picture. Is drawing a picture of a CD going to help you solve this problem?
Maybe.
No, it's not. Okay. Step 3 is your identify your variables. So we have that our profit, we want it to be at least 100, right?
Yes.
And we have that X is our number of CDs. Step 4 is what is your equation that you have? Well, they gave it to us. P equals negative X squared plus 48X minus 300. Agreed?
So
Yes.
plugging it in?
And now we're going to plug in our variables that we know, which is step 5. So we have 100 equals negative X squared plus 48X minus 300. If I want to use the quadratic equation to solve this, what do I need to do?
Subtract the 100.
Subtract the 100.
Yo, this is.
So now I have 0 equals negative X squared plus 48X minus 400.
Look at that.
So we have A equals negative 1, B equals 48, and C equals negative 400.
Well, this
Do I have
video-
everything I need to plug into the quadratic formula?
Will this video be on Google Classroom?
I don't know. It may just be information out there.
I'm just gonna finally.
Can you put this on all
You-
Google Classroom?
What episode are you
Be like notes.
Negative B plus or minus the square root. I don't know why it won't let me draw a square root right there, so it's going to be all over here. B squared minus 4A, that's a negative 1, C, all over 2 times negative 1. Alright, so we have negative 48 plus or minus. Can someone tell me what 48 squared is?
48.
Gianna got it.
No, I don't.
What is
2,304.
2,304, thank you. What is negative 4 times negative 1 times negative 400?
Is that one more time?
1,200.
1600.
That's so confusing.
So we negative, 1,600. That's a 6 that I tried to make.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
Oh.
Who gave you this pen?
Technology.
Wait a dang.
Why should it be on the market?
I mean, this isn't like the high technology.
Alright, what is 2,304 minus 1,600?
You made her laugh.
I wasn't laughing at you.
You were laughing at Miles.
Yes,
though.
you
No, I
She
wasn't.
was laughing at my tongue.
I'm still laughing at my pen.
Okay.
I don't even know what you said.
I said that's way the high technology, alright.
Oh, okay.
Our debate is
2,304 minus 1,600.
Yes, it is.
Anybody?
That's gonna be
I'll-
504.
Why can't
No, 704.
704.
Let's go, guys. Take that.
Because this is a real world situation. What is the square root of 704?
700. Oh my goodness.
Wait, no, I can do it.
Nah, that ain't happening.
She ain't got me up here, but she ain't doing too much.
26.532998.
26 point what?
532.
53.
Whoa, I thought we were supposed to have our phones in buckets.
If you want extra credit.
Some of us.
Some people need it.
What is that the plus or minus?
Yep,
Is that, okay.
that's what the computer did.
Oh.
Equals.
Alright, so plus or minus means I gotta do what?
Plus or minus.
I gotta add and I have to subtract.
Why are we not? What if it's just your poor handwriting skills?
It's not.
Why don't you leave it at the square root? So number 4.
Because it's a real world problem. When you go to the grocery store, do they tell you your cost is square root of $2? Okay.
Square root of 2 is 1 point.
So we have negative 48 plus 26.53. What do we get?
Keep it on.
42.47. She talking about you, man.
22.47. 21.47.
Wait, what did you say?
Wait, what did you ask me for?
I said what is 26?
I'm laughing.
Negative 48 plus 26, 53. We should have gotten negative
21.47.
47 divided by negative 2 gives me. So you'll be working on it in class tomorrow, but you can start it.
Coolio. Oh, right there.